What if the problem isn't that people hate Ed Sheeran? It's that they're just tired. Because let's be real, no one hates Ed. But everyone kind of sighs when his song comes on. And no one wants to say it out loud. But we're saying it here. Before we unpack the wedding playlists, the stadium tours, the lawsuits, and the formula that just won't quit, hit subscribe, because this is where we talk about the stuff everyone else avoids, the quiet truths hiding behind the charts. Let's rewind. When Ed Sheeran first broke through, it was magic. Ginger kid with a guitar, busker energy, no flash, no ego, just raw vocals, loop pedals, lyrics that made you text your ex. He felt real. In a world of overproduced pop, Ed was the underdog, and we rooted for him. The A-Team hit hard, then came Lego House, then Thinking Out Loud, and suddenly, Ed Sheeran was everywhere. Your first slow dance, your breakup soundtrack, your mom's favorite artist, your wedding DJ's best friend. He became the go-to guy for emotions. But here's the thing no one's saying out loud. Somewhere along the way, the edge dulled. Ed stopped surprising us and started repeating himself. And at first, it worked. Shape of You was massive. Perfect was inescapable. He sold out stadiums like they were coffee shops, but slowly, the magic started to wear off. Because when you've heard one Ed Sheeran love song, you've kind of heard them all. The same chord progressions, the same lilting melody, the same I'm just a guy with feelings energy. And after a while, it doesn't move you, it just plays like background noise, like a Spotify algorithm doing the bare minimum. And it's not hate, it's exhaustion. Because Ed didn't just make music, he flooded the space, radio, ads, movies, cameos, even Game of Thrones. He became the wallpaper of pop culture, always there, but easy to ignore. And when was the last time Ed actually surprised us? Really, think about it. When was the last time he took a risk, dropped something weird, challenged a genre, said something uncomfortable? He hasn't, because he doesn't need to. Ed's brand is consistency, safe, warm, predictable. But safe doesn't spark conversation. And in an era where artists like Harry Styles are experimenting, Billie Eilish is shape-shifting, and even Taylor Swift is evolving her sound every 2 albums, Ed's still strumming, still singing about the girl with the blue jeans and the heartbreak. And yeah, he tried the collab album. No 6 collaborations project. Big names, big sounds, but none of it felt like him. It was like Ed Sheeran wearing someone else's jacket, still playing it safe underneath. Even the lawsuits have started to blur together. Another trial, another claim, another court ruling, always defending, never reinventing. And fans, they're drifting, quietly, without drama, without rage, just a slow fade into indifference. Because being loved isn't the same as being felt, and Ed Sheeran used to make people feel. Now, he just fills space, and that's worse. Because it's harder to come back from. When the audience stops expecting more, they stop checking in. And when they stop checking in, they stop caring. So is this the Ed Sheeran era? Fading not with a bang, but with a shrug. And look, he's still successful, still kind, still incredibly talented. But that's not enough. Because pop culture doesn't run on niceness. It runs on movement. And Ed's not moving. Not creatively, not emotionally, not musically. He's coasting. And maybe that's the goal. Maybe he doesn't want to challenge himself. Maybe he's content. But audiences aren't. We want friction, growth, flaws, fire. And Ed just gives us comfort. Like a cup of tea. Nice, reliable, safe. But we're craving espresso. We're craving edge. We're craving something that makes us wake up. And Ed used to do that. Used to be the guy pouring his soul out. Used to be the one who sounded like no one else. Now, he sounds like everyone and no one. at the same time, and that is the real tragedy. Because we know he's capable, we've seen what he can do, but the Ed we loved, the Ed we felt, is hiding behind a formula, behind a label, behind a brand. So maybe it's time for Ed to disappear, not forever, just long enough to remember who he was, before the pressure, before the wedding songs, before the lawsuits, before he became background music. Don't forget to subscribe if you want more real talk about your faves, no hate, just honesty. And here's the question. Is Ed Sheeran still the voice of a generation, or just the soundtrack we forgot to turn off?